Hey Alec, let's talk about a couple things moving from left to right, phase 1, 2, and 3. You may want to have that documentation I gave you as a reference. That might be helpful. Let's move into phase 1 in the starting stance. I want to talk about two things we think that may be important for you, and we referenced those today, and the white numbers are indications of issues that we want to address as we move through the video. First and foremost, we think in your setup, we'd like to see you go a little bit more 60-40, more weight to the back side. And you can see that there is a yellow arrow in your midsection that talks about really kind of getting the weight back that way as opposed to almost being 60-40 from the front side. You can see the upper torso is kind of angled and tilted towards the pitcher. We want to reverse that to help keep you back. Now, the second line is references really your starting hand position, and the yellow line, it's an upside down yellow L that runs from right about your eyes to where your hands are down to the knee. Now, you're in a good, what we call a knee knob position, which is a starting phase 1 or starting stance position, but we'd like to see you elevate that. And the red line is an indication of actually where your top hand is actually located, because we kind of went over it with the graphic. We want to show you right where you're at. Love to see you move the hands up to right about where the corner of that upside down L is located. So that's the second issue with phase 1. So those are two things in the starting stance I think we could benefit from. Now we move into phase 2. This is the load process. A couple things happening here in number 3 in phase 2. This is what we talked about, you opening up too quick, way flying open. And it causes you in number 4 to actually kind of, as you're opening up and you're loading back, you're kind of bringing your lead arm to what we call a position of being taut. In other words, if you took two ends of a rope and pulled both ends in opposite directions, your arm would become, or that the actual rope would become taut, and your arm in the actual process, as we see in the orange circle in number 4, is actually en route to becoming taut or bar arm locking. And you don't want that, because boy, I tell you, that's a real tough challenge. In number 5 in phase 3, you see the continuation of that. You want to have that flexion in both arms through phase 1, phase 2, and as you move into phase 4 and then obviously 5 after, we're only covering the first 3 obviously. In phase 4, at the point of contact, then you would see both arms locked out in what we classify as a V formation. They would be totally locked. Here at this point, that number 4 in that bar arm lock is beginning to take effect. Has a lot to do with that yellow circle with number 3. That's the animal we've got to kill. And it's really a tribute to you, because in phase 3 you can see as you're coming in on the pitch down, you're able to have the bat head obviously still above the hands, and that's really, really good. That's what we're after. I will mention too that tippy toe look in phase 3, that backside foot, you're kind of up on your tippy toe, and that's because you've taken weight. Generally, we want to see, and I'm going to kind of help you here, and let's see if I can pull it out. Generally, we want to see about 1/3 of that foot right there in contact with the ground. You can see you don't have it. You're up on your tippy toe, mainly because the weight is already forward. Everything's going forward with the opening, and you're not really using and torquing like we'd like for you to. Your hands are really very quick, and you, again, do very good with the bat head position at this point in this series of clips. But the ability to really impart maximum effort is not going to be there. We're going to lose part of the strike zone because we're opening up. The upper part's going to give us a hard time, not only because of the opening up, but because of that bar arm lock. You just can't get the bat head up there in time. You're going to be going from a low to a high, as you can see. If that happens, again, as I mentioned, you're going to not be as effective in the upper part of the zone. And as big as you are, you should be able to have command of all of the zone, from the top of the strike zone, from where we want your hands in phase 1 in that yellow line, all the way down, and we can work towards helping you to do that. So those are the 5 issues, number 3 being the number 1, and look forward to helping you more. You're going to really do great when we get these straightened out.